Do you believe in soulmates? Do you believe in the one? If you do, how would you know the signs that you have found the one? Welcome to the Absolute Approach podcast by yours truly, Clara Day Herrera, and this is our episode on relationships. In this episode, we will talk about the 5 extremely important signs that you have found your soulmate. But before that, show reel. Namaste, this is Clara, yoga and meditation teacher, entrepreneur, author, and global speaker. Welcome to the Absolute Approach podcast by Clara Day H. Let this podcast serve as your mighty and soul-driven map in this life. Just because the perfect life that you dream of is not happening this second, it does not mean that it's never going to happen. Driven by power and purpose, you can paint your perfect life with the Absolute Approach. Each week, I will be sharing with you my insights on the most important pillars of our lives: our mind, body, spirit, wealth, and relationships. Expect compelling and sometimes unorthodox views on wellness, entrepreneurship, success, manifestation, and love. If you are on a quest of taking a quantum leap to live the life that you have always visualized, this podcast is for you. Love is something that many of us seek and want in our lives. Soul connection, true love, perfect match, ideal partner, the person you want to spend the rest of your life with. Someone you want to be able to communicate with without explaining everything. You have a special, deep connection with this person. But we can sometimes miss the synchronicities and signs the universe is giving us, telling us that this is the one. Now, what is a soulmate? I once had the opportunity to ask a famous human dynamics and love expert if he believes in soulmates or the one. His answer? Well, he doesn't. He believes that the one is the person who is right, ready, and chooses us. He or she makes an effort to try and make things work. Well, in a way, I agree with what he said, but everyone has a soulmate, I believe. In Buddhism, it is taught that we are reborn time and time again, and that death is simply the door to another life. Now, this brings a parallel scientific view, which is energy cannot be created nor destroyed. In every lifetime, we bring relationships from the past lives which carry over. Your soulmate might be someone you've met, got romantically involved with many times before, and in each life you become drawn to each other. The idea of infinite and endless love is wonderful, according to Sarah Williams of mindsjournal.com. Now, the yogic science believes in the concept of the other half. According to the Indian guru Osho, when the 7 centers of a man are in tune and in harmony with all the 7 centers of a woman, then they have found their soulmates. Well, I also believe in the biblical teachings of having faith in God, who can give us godly friends and a God-fearing partner who matches our values. Okay, so whether you call it a soulmate, the one, or God's gift, here are the 5 signs that you cannot ignore, telling you that you have found the person meant for you. Number 1. It is serendipitous. You two could live on the same street and wouldn't notice each other until the time is right. Maybe you both knew each other before now. People who are connected on a spiritual level have already met before, even in their past lives, previous lives, or maybe even in this lifetime. However, they didn't notice each other until the time was right. You could both be walking down the street and not even notice each other, but you were destined to meet. If you have not met your soulmate yet, it would be safe to say, be open to it and be prepared. You've got to be ready. Now you encounter a person, then unexpectedly run into them again. Maybe there was an instant natural connection there. Maybe you exchanged contact details, or maybe not. But whether you have done or not, when and where you least expect it, you run into them again. Be aware of this, my dear. Now, the universe is helping to bring you and your ideal match together. But if you have been ignoring the signs, don't stress. The universe will get your attention again and again until you realize that it's time. You cross paths with your soulmate, but for some reason, you're not able to be physically with them. You're probably already in a relationship or a different time zone. But when you find your soulmate, no matter where you go, he or she will find his or her way back to you. It could take months or years later, but your soulmate will always come in the most unexpected way and completely change your life. He or she may stay for a while or stay for a lifetime, but this encounter will definitely change your life. Expect this person to come in unexpected ways and forms. It's not some kind of Hollywood or Korean drama rom-com, but the ultimate purpose of this encounter is about growing as a human. Second sign, you feel secure AF. Now, when you find your soulmate, you don't feel the need to have to worry about them. You feel totally secure and confident in your relationship and know that you can trust them with anything. You won't feel jealous or needy when you find your soulmate. There's a lot of freedom in this type of relationship, which overall helps the relationship to last longer and be happier. And when you are in a typical relationship, how do you usually feel? When you see your partner talking with a very attractive person, do you feel threatened? In a soulmate relationship, you are secure enough in the most profound sense that you don't experience jealousy. The beauty of this connection lies exactly in the feeling of security, and therefore no true soulmate connection experiences jealousy in their relationship. Your soulmate is a person that helps you be your best self and makes you forget about your insecurities. Number 3, inspiring. A notable sign that you've met your soulmate is that they inspire you to be better in all aspects of your life, your career, your health, emotional and spiritual well-being. Your soulmate inspires you to have bigger visions for yourself and go farther with your dreams than you ever thought you could. Within you, you just want to be kinder and do better for yourself and the people around you. Just being with him or her makes you want to be this way. This uplifts you in a unique way that no one else ever has, and this makes the relationship innately magical. You find a renewed sense of core confidence and strength. You eventually discover that you can handle anything that you have to go through and become more aware of yourself. You will be opening to more possibilities. Soulmates help us grow. A particular example could be having the courage to leave a toxic relationship. Now, don't get me wrong. Thinking you found your soulmate does not mean you are going to leave your current spouse or partner to be with him or her. I meant a destructive, toxic relationship that no longer serves you. It could be that through your encounter with your soulmate, you realize that you deserve a fulfilling relationship because you are more self-aware. A soulmate is someone you share a deep connection with, which even friends might search for their entire lives to find. You just want them to be happy and hope that they're right there with you, even if one of you just has to adjust on a few things. A significant sign that you've met your soulmate is that you just want them to be profoundly happy. Their hobbies or places they go to or the food they like may not exactly be your favorites, but you're willing to try them because overall you just want to be happy with them. or you want them to be happy. This does not mean that you're going to change yourself for the person, but you ultimately feel a genuine interest in what they like. This is such a beautiful relationship that you don't see very often. As many people are after superficial things like money or status quo or dependence to fill a void within when you desire nothing but happiness for your partner, you know you've found your soulmate. Most soulmate connections are an expansion of the individuals into each other's worlds and co-evolution to become all you can be together. When two soulmates connect in a relationship, they will expand each other's worlds and evolve to be the best versions of themselves. Now, there are cases when people fear that the person they are with is not their soulmate because they are just opposites. Now, considering the differences, you will still find that you bring balance to each other and bring out the best in one another. Chemistry that defies logic. This is a notable sign. You guys look into each other's eyes more often. It's possible to tell when the other is sad and stressed. You know exactly what the other person is thinking and wishing because you can feel their feelings. When you find your soulmate, it's like you can hear their thoughts. You feel what the other person feels, even when they are far away. Soulmates always know what the other person is thinking. It's like you found a best friend so familiar that it feels like home. Well, this is not the kind of familiarity that you feel because you have been with someone for a long time, but a feeling that you've known each other your whole life and you understand each other beyond words. If you think you've found your soulmate, everything about how you relate is different than how you relate to other people. You share a sense of humor together. You're both each other's biggest support. And there's a special kind of chemistry and energy between the two of you that isn't present in any other relationships. Now, when it comes to the bond with your soulmate, it can't be compared to any other relationship in your life, even if it takes time for you to notice these key differences. You can be authentic with this person. There are no pretensions. You don't feel like you are being judged by the other person. And it's this deep connection that allows you to be yourself the whole time. It's a feeling of coming home. Now, number 5. What is any life without pursuit of any dream? This is one of my favorite lines in the movie Vanilla Sky. By the way, if you have not seen the movie, go and see it. It talks about a deep connection with someone you just briefly knew and having a kind of soul contract to find each other again in the next lifetime. So going back, what is any life without pursuit of a dream? Okay, our visions and our goals in life are what motivate us through all the ups and downs. They help us stay focused on the path that we desire. Now, being with someone who you share the same vision with before you even found each other is one of the biggest spiritual signs that you've found your soulmate. I believe that in a relationship without the same goals and values in life, it is most likely that you will hit crossroads and it might not stand a chance. Have you ever been in a stagnant or draining relationship? Like each day feels like a struggle. Unfortunately, some relationships are like this. Now, in a soulmate relationship, it's not about settling for less. It's not about staying for convenience. It's not about changing your dreams to follow theirs. Take note of that. Now, everything just seems to simply fall into place like you never thought possible. It's a spiritual sign that you have found the person you're meant to spend the rest of your life with. When it comes to soulmates, you just know. At the end of the day, you need to trust your intuition and what your heart is telling you. Only you can compare what you're going through now and your past relationships and how they felt. Now, according to mindsjournal.com, if you are asking whether or not, take note of this, if you are asking whether or not you've found your soulmate, it's likely coming from one or two places. First, you know you have found your soulmate and you're looking for validation because it seems too good to be true, my dear. Now, second, you know that your current partner isn't your soulmate. You can feel it. So you are clinging onto a bit of hope that things might change. Now, the most important thing to do when it comes to reading the signs is to trust yourself. No one knows you better than you. Finding your soulmate is very special. It's life-changing. If you have found your soulmate, then embrace it. Don't question it and wonder if it's too good to be true. Instead, treat every day, every moment as a blessing with your soulmate by your side. Now, I do not advise you to go out and search because there will be a tendency that you will give out an inevitable energy of despair and being needy. That kind of negative energy will repel anything you want to attract. Instead, focus on loving and appreciating yourself every moment. Be your own cheerleader. Let go of criticizing yourself in terms of your physical appearance, achievement, or status. Believe that you are complete, you are lovable, and be open to the magic that the universe will bring to you. But wait, what is this elusive thing called the twin flame and how is it different from a soulmate? Find out on our Succeeding Relationship episode, and if you enjoyed this episode or if you have questions on your relationships, love life, and overall wellness, follow me on my socials, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook at Clara Day H, and simply send me a message. Make sure to leave a rating on this episode. Just click the star right below the podcast title. And if you're watching this via YouTube, make sure that you leave a comment, share if you met your soulmate or you're searching for your soulmate, share, and make sure you subscribe and hit the bell for notifications. And thank you for joining me in this week's episode of the Absolute Approach podcast by Clara Day H. Download this episode or share it with the people you care for. Let's connect through my socials at Clara Day H. You can send in your questions or share what you think of this week's episode. See you next Tuesday, and until then, believe in your power and embrace your purpose. Stay amazing, my friend. Namaste.